Recording in
Hello, everyone. We would be discussing the essay Southeast Asia's 600-year-old Fusion Cuisine by Rachel Fuhr's BBC Travel article. She discusses a seminal aspect of Peranakan cuisine, which is a fusion of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and European influences. She traces the history of this cuisine and the infusions of various cultures that resulted in this Peranakan style of cooking. Originated around the 15th century in port cities like Malacca, Penang, and Singapore, this represents Southeast Asia's earliest form of multicultural cooking. Multicultural is a key aspect that the author tries to trace in this essay. The historical origins of this particular style of cooking definitely developed through the intermarriage between the Chinese traders and the local Malay women. Now, the women combined local and the foreign ingredients and techniques. Foreign in the sense the traders who came in, who settled over there, their techniques. And this lies as a symbol of cultural blending and adaptation over 600 years. So, this is the historical backdrop of her exploration of this Peranakan cuisine. She talks about another significant aspect of the role of women, the role of gender in Peranakan cooking. The Peranakan women are called the Nonias, and they were primary custodians of this cultural tradition, of this cultural knowledge. This cooking passed matrilineally, mothers to daughters, and then their daughters. Now, the skills in cooking reflected a strong trait of femininity. It definitely reflected the virtue, the readiness for marriage, and how they would serve food to the family and nurture their family. The culinary labor and traditions involved in the dishes is another aspect that she looks into. Most of the preparations of these indigenous cuisines are extremely labor intensive. It often takes days altogether to prepare. She draws in the example of ayam tok kiluk, which translates to chicken and black nut stew. And this reflects that it was not a very easy task to prepare these dishes. Therefore, holding on to tradition sometimes could be difficult, but then it is embedded in traditional knowledge system. Cooking requires patience, and there's a certain precision that is involved in this, and it also generates a teamwork that women strived in these areas. She then talks about the gender and identity. The cooking defined women's social identity and status, and she reflects about how food becomes a medium, it becomes a marker for cultural expression and memory. And then through this recipe, women preserve their family heritage. Their cultural consciousness is preserved through these recipes. There's a certain sense of familiarity, there's a certain sense of camaraderie involved in this. There are modern shifts in gender roles, and the post World War II feminism definitely changed a lot of domestic attributes associated to the feminine gender, and the expectations of from the women changed, that they are not completely confined in the domestic setup altogether. Now, many women moved away from the kitchen, the labor associated in the kitchen, and the men also began cooking professionally. Modern chefs like Malcolm Lee and Damien De Silva represent the gender inclusivity associated in preserving these ethnic cultures. Peranakan cuisine today is a popular phenomena in Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. They cherish this style of cooking. Chefs like Violet Owen, Nancy Go promote the cuisine globally. The fusion continues to evolve while preserving the traditional flavors, while preserving the tradition knowledge system. The cultural significance associated with food is a symbol of heritage, it's a symbol of resilience and community dwelling. This cuisine bridges the generations and embarks on a quest of identity, finding their roots. It represents the continuity of women's creativity and adaptation into the modern world. So, Peranakan cuisine reflects the fusion of culture and gendered labor, how women shape the Southeast Asian culinary identity. For over 6 centuries, they have held it very close to their hearts. And this cuisine continues to thrive and connect the past and the present through food and through multiple cultural dimensions. Thank you.